NBA.
Ready?
Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg. Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter is the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And wouldn't you know it, our good friend KG, Kevin Garnett, has come by to say hello and join us. Kevin, great to see you.
K-Hall, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
I'm glad you're here.
It's good to see you, man.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm always ready. What's up?
All right. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Timberwolves can please this home crowd. And this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first game of the NBA's regular season. Guys, they came out on top of the season series matchup a season ago, taking 2 of the 3 away from them.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, you know, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
Hey, Greg, we got to be honest here, which is really the only way I roll. Neither of these teams are world beaters. But you've got to start somewhere. A win tonight would be a step in the right direction.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Dallas, Dirk is the 4, with Noel manning the middle. Matthews out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's Ingles in at the 3 spot. And it's sent back by Bogut.
3 misses to start the game, still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
Pass to Towns. This one for 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. And Kevin, your last couple years, you got to mentor some young players. Karl Anthony Towns comes to mind. How good do you think he can be?
Man, Cat is the next. He is what I call the next of the next. Yes, he has the pedigree. He has the work ethic. He has the IQ. Most importantly, the desire. You know, when you talk about players being better, I always like to think about if players know history. He understands history. He's been here before. If you follow him through his high school years, he's always wanted to be an anchor. He's always wanted to be a very informative person. He looks for knowledge. He seeks a lot of knowledge. He wants to know what he's up against as far as history. Who am I chasing? What's his number? How many rebounds did he get? What did he do his rookie year? That's what's driving him.
Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, we'll pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the 2 that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the 3-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the 3-point line. Like, he was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his
no kidding.
I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards and able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
Nowitzki outside. Jacks up a 3. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Nowitzki's got 5. Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, C-Web was kind of, he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe. You know, who do I most resemble?
Not only that, but just some direction. You know, at the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, you know, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off and showcase it.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh, my God.
But look at what happened,
bring the ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
Here's Rubio. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. It's stolen by Bogut. And here we go. Towns heading to that jam.
Come on now. Bring the thunder. Rock that rim. The steal, then right into the fast break. Towns with excellent awareness for his age. Very mature player, despite being a young buck.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. You know, things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You know, you're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me. On top of still going to high school, trying to, you know, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
Now here is Lowry. And the rejection by Noel.
And Noel just staking his territory with his massive reach. That wingspan makes him an intimidating presence who covers a lot of ground quickly.
Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. You know, just say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed at which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up here together like at this speed, like this, or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Pachulia, he's checked in for Bogut. Zhang comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. Anunoby, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Livingston in for Kyle Lowry. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. For Minnesota, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Now, here's Barea. Outside Curry. They need this. Excellent D there from Pachulia.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Here's Barea following the score by Jamal Crawford. Green, the screen. Pass to Ennis. He feeds it to Curry. Here's the screen. Looking for measuring. He gets it there. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the game here. Here's Crawford. That will count. No good on that last second attempt there. And so it's Minnesota with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rank.
When I first got here,
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. You know, one of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
On the court for the Mavericks, they've got J.J. Barea. Ennis out there with JaMychal Green. Then there's Seth Curry. And it's Mejri in at the center position. And he makes that one. And, Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had the chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us to never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I worked hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. Crawford kicks to Pachulia. Makes it off the glass. Pachulia's got his first basket.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
And, Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, I mean, Jordan. Timmy, yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is our inner animal that you never speak about. You know, we're all a little off. We're all a little dark, but that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal, no one's ever done it, that's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
You know, he did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. And so here is Dallas following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And stolen by Jang. Here's Anunoby, kicks to Livingston. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Ennis with the ball. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And, Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show, Area 21, has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but, Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, give it from a perspective of a player, coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important, because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important. And still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game. Man, the game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So, yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot. The piece of advice you've always told me, man. So you continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, man.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life. Right. You capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it. So, hopefully it shows.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Minnesota with the ball. They've got an 8-0 run. Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor.
Yes.
Coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, that it's a game of momentum, and has plays for those momentums and those times. Are coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood.
Like Doc was kind of in between, when he little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. Doc, there was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc would rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You need to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. Yes. And no play, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Minnesota.
And their guards have been the difference makers. This lead wouldn't be nearly as big as it is if it wasn't for that backcourt. Those guys have been running wild.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. 12 points for Jimmy Butler.
And Butler knows he can get whatever shot he wants pretty much when he wants to. That's why he's one of the best scorers in the game.
Rubio, the pass to Matthews. The feed to Nowitzki. 5 on the clock. Dishes it to Rubio. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
A moment here to see the stats for Butler. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, put up about 24 points per, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
KG, I know you can't stay any longer. You've got to move on, but we appreciate your time, and it's always great to see you.
Kev, anytime, man. It's great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you let me know, man. I'm yours.
Former MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and champion Kevin Garnett. Always fun to have Kevin Garnett on the set, Clark. You can tell he was in high spirits as usual. Have to respect his continued zeal for the game.
Yeah, he's never lacked for passion or zeal. It's been part of what's made him such a great player, a Hall of Famer in the future. And I don't think that's ever going away. I mean, he's really a kid at heart, and he played the game that way, which was a pleasure to watch. And, man, it's been really cool seeing him do what he did as an NBA player and actually giving back to some of the younger guys that are coming up in the league now.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. You know, Nerlens Noel made it pretty clear he was not happy with the logjam at the center position in Philly. Last season's trade cleared a path for him to show what he can do.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Patton's checked in. Now here is Lowry. Jumper off the screen. The shot misses. Dallas has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Rubio in the corner. Towns against Nowitzki. That one no good. Towns with the defensive effort. Left side Butler. Back to Lowry. He gets it up. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And how about that triple to put a cap?
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to halftime. Hey, what a start for Jimmy Butler. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
They obviously crushed it from deep. They were firing it from every...
And it's just about...
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or... Dallas shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. They've got C.J. Miles, Patton out there with Towns. Then there's Lowry, and it's Butler in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. The pass to Patton. Back to Lowry. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Great look, but off the mark.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot. Dirk Nowitzki, he can dish the rock too.
And here's Lowry. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Minnesota's gone 7 of 9 on three-pointers tonight. Outstanding mark from long range. Butler on the wing. Passes to Patton. Nowitzki with the steal. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Butler. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
And Rubio kicks to Ingles. Rubio dishes to Nowitzki. Just 5 on the clock. Feeds it to Ingles. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. Got that bucket in no time at all. Lowry's got 9.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And slam dunk by Noel.
Simply got to love the way Noel finishes his dunks. I mean, so strong around the cup.
And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And stolen by Noel. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in him. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players.
They're up right now because he's been dominant on offense, and, man, I like seeing him catch fire like this.
And Rubio kicks to Noel. That's tipped.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. On the wing, Ingles lets it go from deep. The rebound by Patton. Minnesota's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. To the middle. Fast break, Dallas. And the basket by Ingles. Ingles has got 5 points so far.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Minnesota calls timeout.
You know, Nowitzki, who's been a Hall of Fame player throughout his career, had an Achilles injury last year, and there was some question as to whether or not he would retire. Nice to see him back in action for one more season.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota.
And here's a look at numbers for Barea, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
And Nowitzki had said his goal was to make it an even 20 years playing in the NBA, Clark.
And, Kevin, here he is, season 20, after all he's accomplished and all this time, to see him still playing and still contributing at a very high level, really remarkable.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Now Barea. Green, the screen. Curry, wide open. His three-pointers off the mark.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Green passes to Barea. Back to Green. And not sure what he was thinking there. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Crawford, no one around him. That's good. He's 5 for 9. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Barea dishes to Ennis. Back to Barea. 6 on the shot clock. And Curry, here we go. And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
Here's Crawford. Shoots over Curry. Crawford missing again. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Curry kicks to Barea. Back to Curry. Takes the 3. No good on that one. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Crawford passes to Livingston. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barea.
Timeout, timeout.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Butler.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well, and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Well, you look around the league at some of the younger talent, Clark, and there's a lot of great young players. Who do you think might make the jump to superstar status in a few short years?
Tell you what, if he can stay healthy, Joel Embiid is special. Man, Devin Booker I like, fun to watch, great shooter. But I'd give the nod to Joel Embiid. This guy is graceful, he's big, he's strong, and highly skilled. Well, you know, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
Inside, and it's the Minnesota Timberwolves turning it over again.
Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done.
There's the dish to Barea. They need this one. Here's Green, and he banks in the layup. Green's got his first 2 points.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Barea dishes to Green. Outside Curry. Back to Green. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. You talk about the Mavs keeping some tricks up their sleeves. Their mastery of the zone defense crucial to their 2011 title.
Yeah, you know, zone defense, Kevin, much less common than man-to-man. Teams don't see it much over the course of a season. Part of the reason that if teams play it effectively, it can be a good tool. They knew if they got good at it, they could stymie unprepared opponents, and that's what they did. Just the way they did against LeBron in Miami in those finals back in 2011.
Three-pointer. Minnesota with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Crawford outside. Shoots over Curry. Another miss by Minnesota.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
Now here's Barea. Right wing. Launches it. No good there. And so it's Minnesota with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Dirk is the 4 with Noel manning the middle. Ricky Rubio is out there with Matthews, and it's Ingles in at the 3. Jang with a clean look. Off target from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Ingles kicks to Rubio. Noel against Pachulia. Pass to Ingles. He dishes it to Nowitzki. Shot clock at 6. Over Jang. And it's Nowitzki missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Well, there's the unselfishness. Jang is a more natural finisher than setup man. But more important, he always thinks team first.
Nowitzki outside. Outside Matthews. And a miss there on the triple. Matthews is gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Crawford kicks to Zhang. To the paint, here's Livingston. Finds the open look, and it's on target.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Free throw good, Livingston. Well, we've seen super teams more and more the last decade. Clark, are stacked teams like the Warriors or the Cavaliers, do you think, good for the NBA?
I think it's just part of the NBA. I don't think it's necessarily good or bad, quite honestly. I understand the way some folks look at that, having a dominant team that everybody chases or a couple of dominant teams. How about the Lakers and Celtics during their heyday, or the Sixers and Celtics when they were battling in the East? The Bucks were really good and couldn't quite get past the Celtics or Sixers. I think excellent championship caliber teams, only if there are a few. It's good for the league. I don't necessarily think it's bad. And when you've got competitive balance throughout the league, I think that's good too.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
From 12 feet out, and the rejection by Noel. Poked away. Ingles passes to Nowitzki. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Dirk Nowitzki, what a career. 6th all-time in NBA scoring.
This season he'll have a chance to pass the great Wilt Chamberlain for 5th on the list. And when you talk about points scored with a single team, well, he's 2nd only to Kobe Bryant, the Mamba.
And Lowry gets double teamed. He kicks it to Towns. There's the triple. But they'll get another chance. The Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter. Here's Ingles. Outside Matthews. Dallas moving it around. Nowitzki gets a wide open look. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Nowitzki's got 4 this quarter. The Timberwolves have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Lowry drawing the double team. Butler kicks to Bogut, and it's going to be a 3-second call. And Clark, we've heard the term empty stats for players that put up big numbers but didn't impact the game to the same level of those numbers. What do you think about empty stats?
I'm mixed on empty stats. Clearly some stats impact winning more than others, but in this day of analytics, some of the stats that apparently document impacting winning may be overdone as well. Statistics are statistics. They're part of the game, and you evaluate them in the context of a number of variables. So they're here to stay. Empty is probably too strong because they're part of the game.
Towns against Nowitzki. The kick out to Matthews. This one for 3. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Rubio comes with the double team for the 3. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Bogut.
And, you know, defensively, guys, you have to close out hard on Big Cat. I mean, this kid can let it fly, and he does so with confidence.
Nowitzki with the screen on Lowry. And Rubio kicks to Nowitzki. Shoots over Towns, and the rejection by Towns. For the 3, but they recover it. Pass to Miles from past the arc. The Mavericks pull it in. Noel's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Rubio. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki sets a screen for Rubio. Ingles can't get it to go. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Butler kicks to Miles. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
The way Miles shoots from outside is why he's such a valuable player. He's just downright a laser from the perimeter.
Matthews, no one around him. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Here's Butler on the money from 12 feet away.
I don't think there's any defense for that, Kevin. I mean, this guy is a pro's pro at getting his shot up even when challenged by the defense.
Over in the corner, Matthews. To the right side. Rubio outside. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Looking to end the run. Dallas, no good that time either.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Towns, no luck. Dallas has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Here's Matthews. Knocked away. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Kicks it to Towns. Takes the three. Another miss by Towns.
Well, another tin cup moment here because he continues to miss shot after shot from three-point range. This is not a fourth quarter he's going to want to remember.
Outside Matthews. And Rubio kicks to Nowitzki. Over Towns. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And that's 11 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Timberwolves.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Jimmy Butler.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Towns. Another miss by Towns.
Boy, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Nowitzki outside. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Towns in the corner, launches a three. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it, and that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up.
The offensive rebound. Off with the layup. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, how confident are you that you guys can build on this win and keep the momentum going?
Very confident. Like I said, we got a great group of guys. We play together, play hard. We can win.
I know you'll like to keep that going as we go on in the season. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.